This season has begun for Leo Messi, as if it were 2015 all over again, and he's smashing opponents at Camp Nou while playing in his greatest form. How does Argentina, now 35 years old, play like they did when they were in their prime? Even for the greatest of accomplishments, preparation is essential. After Argentina's victory in the Copa America, Messi had a season that, to put it mildly, was not his best individually or collectively. Things got underway, which are usually challenging for a person when they are in their 30s. At first, Leo was required to leave Barcelona, despite the fact that neither the player nor the club wanted him to do so. However, it was recalled that the scenario was that the player's future was dragged on, and he signed a deal with PSG following the beginning of the league season. Already as a direct consequence of this, there was no preparation for the upcoming season, and they relocated to a new country where the native tongue is different. In addition, it was important to make arrangements for day-to-day lives, including children whose transition to a new school was similarly difficult, and so on and so forth. I recall crying and hurting for the children that I had to leave behind at school in Barcelona, she said. We had established ourselves in life. Leo admitted that it was difficult to move on to a new location while speaking a different language, in light of the fact that there was no preseason training as well as the requirement to adjust in an unfamiliar environment. The beginning of the season did not go according to the plan for Leo at all, which was disappointing. In addition to that, he had a few scratches and bruises, because he was always required to either recover or go to the national team. Mexicans feel the flow of the game. The season came to an end with an elimination at the hands of Real in the round of 16 in the Champions League. Some supporters even questioned whether Messi had given up due to his advanced age and whether he would still be able to compete at the highest level in the years to come. They have completely forgotten about those thoughts thanks to this season. Leo has, of course, already completed his period of adjustment, but the fact that he was well prepared is the factor that is of utmost significance. He went on a trip to Japan with the squad before the start of the season, and even while they were there, he began to show that this season would be different from the others. I've arrived with a new mindset, one that is more adaptable to the club, the locker room, the game, and my teammates. The reality is that I've been feeling really good recently, and I've started enjoying myself again. I feel good physically. This year, I was able to have a successful preseason, which is something that I was not able to do the previous year. That was the most important factor in helping me get a head start on things, with a lot of mental concentration and eagerness. PSG organization. PSG received a clear framework of the game after Christophe Gaudier took over as head coach, which contributed to the team's increased discipline and improved play. The previous year, Mauricio Pochettino was unable to position Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe on the field in such a way that they were of the greatest help to the club, and as a result, the team did not obtain the results that it deserved. On the other side, despite being poor defensively, the club appears to have what appears to be the ideal formation in order to allow all three superstars to play at the same time, without throwing off the team's equilibrium. PSG fielded a 3-4-1-2 formation with Messi playing the role of Adam behind two forwards, Neymar and Mbappe. Mbappe and Neymar were the two other strikers. They have the ability to be creative on the field, changing positions and creating attacks whenever they see fit, and they're not bound to their positions, as we will see if we conduct a more in-depth analysis of the Parisians' game. Bob, in particular Neymar, and Messi are not tied to their positions. Leo started repenting the coach and fans from the game 1. At the moment, after 11 games in League 1, he has scored 6 goals and contributed 9 assists. In addition, there was 1 goal scored in the French Super Cup and 2 goals and 1 assist in 3 matches played throughout the Champions League. These are fantastic figures, but they're even more incredible for an average player when they come from Messi. After a brief respite, he goes back to his established pattern of behavior. In addition, the benefits of having an Argentinian on a team may be seen not only in excellent acts, but also in the fact that he is the primary creative. In League 1, for instance, Leo has already accomplished more than 15 unit passes. Neymar, the Brazilian star, is in second place among the top 5 players in the league, and he has as many as 7 passes like that. And what do you think of that kind of dominance? What can you say if they only match this season, in which PSG did not score in 1 game he did not play in, and Leo managed to break 2 more records this season, having scored against Maccabi. He became the first player to score in 19 consecutive Champions League seasons and also beat Cristiano Ronaldo in a number of clubs he scored against in the tournament. There are 39 of them now. We'll remind you that the Ports will not be able to catch up with Leo this year. Messi is now the player that is performing at the highest level across all 5 of the biggest leagues in the world, according to the representatives who scored the game with a score of 8.8. Even the spectacular early talent is behind him. The final match of the World Cup. The approaching World Cup, which the Argentinians believe will be Messi's final competition of his career, plays a significant role in the current state of his form. Leo is extremely motivated for this competition, and his ultimate goal is to win and bring the cup back home. The only trophy that Lionel Messi hasn't taken home yet is this one, and he's determined to change that. His final performance ought to be a magnificent swan song. The current Argentina squad is one that believes in its own ability, which is especially notable given that they recently won the Copa America. It has been quite challenging, but in 2019, a new organization consisting of a large number of young people came to us and forewarned us about the Copa America, which was of great assistance to us. It was so unbelievable, and I just don't know how to convey it. It was one of the goals I needed to accomplish before I could finish everything. To achieve success with the national team was a goal of mine that I placed a high priority on, Messi recalls. The inspiration to take home the World Cup is more than simply words on a page. Leo has been training for this tournament for the past 2 years, and his PhD contract even includes unique conditions about the national team priority for the football player. In addition to that, Argentina had put together a team that was exceptionally tenacious and solid, which was managed by Lionel Scaloni. We went over the reasons why La Alba Celeste are legitimate title candidates in one of our earlier films. If you want to refresh your memory, the video is located here. After you finish watching this episode, don't forget to watch it. They woke up the favorites, who aren't necessarily the ones who wind up winning, and we are in a really good spot right now with a very powerful group. However, anything can happen. I can't wait for it to arrive, but at the same time, I'm quite anxious that it will be successful. Leo was open and honest about his emotions. The Argentinians' team dynamic is characterized by perfect mutual respect and comprehension among the players. Rodrigo de Paul, a midfielder for the national team, was quoted as saying that when Lionel Messi is your captain, you will fight for him if he asks you to. Therefore, Messi's incredible form can be explained by the fact that stability, which had been lacking on one front or the other, came simultaneously at the club and at the national team. And of course, there is also the mad motivation of Leo himself. By the way, the Spanish football team is led by Lionel Messi, who was recently crowned the best player in the history of Spanish football by the British football magazine 442. On that particular ranking, he was victorious over his compatriot, Diego Maradona, as well as his bitter adversary Cristiano Ronaldo, who also placed in the top 3. And now that Leo has faced off against the Portuguese, the good times have finally arrived for him. Relatively recently, we've also already discussed the success in the Champions League. Therefore, here is still another noteworthy record that has potential to be broken. Ronaldo recently became the first player in the history of the game to surpass the 700 goal mark in club football. He did this by scoring his 700th goal. On the other hand, if Leo scores 9 goals in the remaining 122 matches, he will become the second player in the history to accomplish this feat. But we will accomplish it far sooner than the Portuguese did. Click the like button if you agree that the Argentinian will succeed in accomplishing this goal before the end of the current season. And that is all I have for in this segment. Take care, and we hope to catch up with you very soon.